Hello, 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 and welcome. I am Kavonda L. Rogers. I am owner and lead planner and designer for Weddings by Vonda, located in Central Alabama, also serving North Florida. And I'm also the Brideucator. And what do I do as the Brideucator? I help you visualize, plan, and execute the wedding of your dreams. So, we're having my third one of the day, Brideucator 101 video. And what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about quotes and pricing. Yes, quotes and pricing. How do you get from finding out about a vendor to getting how much they charge? Well, it's not probably the way you've been going about it. So, let me give you some tips. Let's get into this thing. Now, first of all, price shopping is not your friend in the wedding industry. Yes, let me say it again. Price shopping is not your friend in the wedding industry. Now, you may be saying, Vonda, what's price shopping? Easy. Price shopping is like when you go to one store to find out how much the price is. Or let's just say you're buying tires. That's a realistic one. Let's say you're buying tires. So you pick up the phone and you call Pep Boys. And you say, Pep Boys, I have this car and I need these tires. How much are you selling them for? And they give you a price and you hang up the phone. And then you pick up your phone again and you call the next tire store. And you say, hey, tire store, how much are your tires for my car that has this, this, and this? And they tell you how much. And you pick up and you call another one just because you want to be really, really sure. And you say, hey, how are you doing? This is my car. I need some tires. How much are they? And then you say, hey, Pep Boys 1. I'm going to Pep Boys. The reason that works for tires or for products is because usually all those products are the same. If you're buying Michelin tires at Pep Boys, if you're buying Michelin tires at the second place, if you're buying Michelin tires at the third place, they're all Michelin tires. They're just pricing them differently. But sadly, in the wedding industry, it doesn't work that way because we all are not just selling tires. It's not a one size fit all type situation. In this industry, you have to consider personality, style, experience, education. It's a little bit more difficult when you're coming to a service-based industry, which is what weddings and events are. They're service-based industry. It doesn't work the same way as buying your tires. So, you're probably saying to me, well, I don't know what else to do. I go and I look them up. I do a Google search, and then I pull up these people, and then I like what I see in the pictures, and now I want them, but I need to know how much they are. Okay, I'm going to give you a system today so that you can find out how much people cost and whether or not they're in your budget without just randomly picking up the phone and calling people and saying, how much are your planning services? Or how much are your cakes? Or how much is it to take the pictures for my wedding? Because I'm going to tell you what industry professionals are doing on the other end of the phone. Another one. All right. And it's not because we're just mean, evil people and we don't want to work with you. It's just that we wish that we could have a chance to educate you instead of just tell you our prices. So, let's go. Number 1. Okay? We understand that you have a budget that you're aware of, unless you're in that 10% of brides who is 100% unlimited budget. Okay? So we know that 90% of all brides on the planet have a budget to be considerate of. We know this as event professionals already. That's why we have prices. So we know this, okay? Now, what do we need from you in order to give you a better price point? Well, the best way is to know what service you need. So you're going to need to do a little research on the forefront before you make that phone call. So if we're going to take me, for example, I'm a wedding planner. So when you call me, it would be helpful to get price out of me a little bit easier if you call me and say, hey, my wedding's XYZ day, and I'm looking for a full service planner. Do you do full service? 9 times out of 10, if you go to my website and you know that you're looking for full service, I'm going to have it on my website that I'm a full service planner. So, you know when you're calling me, this is a service I provide, so you can say, listen, I'm looking for a full service planner. Okay? Now, be prepared to share some information. Number 1, your wedding date, because you want to make sure the person on the other end of the phone is even available for your wedding, because they might already be booked. And if they're already booked, there's no reason to go any further in the conversation unless you're asking for a referral to someone who they may know who may be able to fill that slot in the same way that they can. So, first thing's wedding day. Second thing, especially when you're dealing with wedding planners, anyone cooking any type of food item, whether that's caterer or baker, and anyone who's doing any type of decor design, you're going to need a guest count. And it doesn't have to be exact. It doesn't have to be, we have exactly 126 people. No. It needs to be the estimated amount. So we need a low end and a high end. So you can say between 150 to 200 people, or between 70 to 100 people. Be prepared to give a high-low number for your guest count. Number 3, if you already have a venue, share that venue, because it helps us to know how much work is involved. Because if it's a 2-story venue, that means we're going to be going up and down, up and down. We got to factor that in, because that's more time to get your wedding set up. If there's going to be a specific blockage, like we have venues in downtown Montgomery that they're a little rough to get into between traffic and streets and all that. So those are things that we need to know. So this helps us get an idea of what we're dealing with concerning your wedding. So be prepared to give us that information. Now, once you have that information, or you shared it, or you're prepared to share it, tune into this person who's on the other end of the phone. Are they upbeat? Are they fun? Are they making, jokes? Are they, making this experience, this phone experience, enjoyable for you? Are they making you feel less stressful if they're a wedding planner? Because that's number 1 for a planner. Whenever a bride calls me, I want her to hang up the phone feeling less stressed, because planning a wedding can be stressful. So even if she decides that I may not be the planner for her, or I'm out of her price range, I want to give her something to let her go to the next level so that she feels less stressed. So tune into that. Is this person fun? Are they stoic? Are they boring? Do you want to hurry up and hang up the phone? These are things that you need to consider, because you've got to work with this person for X amount of time, and you want to be able to work with someone that you enjoy working with. You don't want it to be like a bad coworker situation where they come down the hall and you go the other way and y'all are having email fights. You don't want that. So that's something that you need to consider. Okay? Now, once you've gotten to this point, then this person is going to start telling you ballparks. If you and that person are vibing and you're gelling and you're having an enjoyable conversation and you're giving them information and they're giving you information back, then they're going to start to say, okay, well, now that I have an idea of what your wedding wedding scope is on the very minute scale or the basic scale, then guess what? My prices start between, and we're just going to throw something out there. We're going to say my low end, we're going to say I'm a cake person. We're going to say, well, each slice, because wedding cakes are created and priced by the slice. That's a freebie. Another video, but freebie. Okay? They're going to say, oh, my price may be for as low as $2.80 to $3.25. Okay? So that gives you an idea. So you just say, okay, well, gosh, I'm having 100 guests, and I budgeted $500 for my wedding cake. So if it turns out to be the middle point, which is like $3 a slice, so that's $3 a slice times 100 people, that's $300. I can afford this person. So, there's going to be extra fees for setup and travel if you have those issues, but definitely I can afford this person. Okay, now we can definitely be prepared to sit down and have a consultation, because you're always going to want to have some type of consultation with the vendors that you're contacting. Now, if you decide that, I'm so scared and I want to do this via email, in the email, same info. You're giving them your wedding day, your guest count, your venue, the services you're interested in. If you don't really know a lot about their services, say, hey, I'm not really knowledgeable about this, but can you please tell me the different types of services you provide? I did go over your website, or I saw your link XYZ. And we as vendors, we like to know where you found us, because that also helps us out in our daily business. So say if you found them off of Wedding Wire or The Knot, let them know. Okay, so this is more information. The more information you give, the better. That way you can get great pricing response back. And plus, that person's going to take you more seriously than if you send them a one line email that says, what are your prices? Because I know some wedding professionals, they don't even answer those types of emails. And that's a little mean, but they feel like, you didn't even take any time to write me a real email. It's all about relationships. So give as much info as possible, and you will be amazed at the doors that will open for you, and how willing they are to work with you if you give them the proper information. Now, as far as pricing, there are some factors that affect price. I have some planner sisters, as I call them, which are planners all over this country, and we all have different price points, and those things are based upon where you live in the country. It costs a lot more to hire a planner if you live in Atlanta or Miami or Houston or Los Angeles, California, or New York City or Chicago than it does if you live in Montgomery, Alabama, like I do, or Tennessee, or Mississippi, or South Carolina. Because the bigger the city, the more the cost. Okay? Because cost of living is different. So we're trying to make a living off of this. So therefore, we have to charge more according to where we're living. Okay. Number 2, a person who's more experienced is going to charge more money than someone who's just starting out. I don't care if that's a photographer, a cake baker, a planner, a DJ. The more experience you have, the more value you bring to the table, and therefore, the more money you're going to charge. So, also, something else that affects price is specializations. And when I say specializations, I mean if a person specializes in destination weddings, they're probably going to charge a little bit more than someone who just deals with stateside weddings. A person who specializes in sugar flowers or sugar art for on their cakes, that's a very detailed type of work. So they're going to charge more than a person who specializes in just regular buttercream and fondant. Okay. If a photographer is very specialized in photojournalism, meaning they tell a story with your pictures, they're going to charge more than someone who does not do that. So you have to think about those things. So a lot of those buzzwords that you're seeing in your specific websites, pay attention to those. If a person says they specialize in something, then be prepared to possibly pay a little bit more because they've done a lot to earn that specialization. So, with that being said, once again, how do we get to the price without being a price shopper? Be prepared to share information. Try to develop a relationship or get to who that person is on the other end of the phone or the other end of the email. Talk to them like you would someone that you actually know, because you want to open those doors of communication. Be knowledgeable about what service you're looking for. If you're looking for a specific thing, check out their website, Google them, do a little research, and then present yourself and say, okay, I'm interested in your services. How much are those services? But once again, make sure you provide information. The more you provide, the better off you are. Also, be aware that where you are in the country, where you live, and whether or not you're dealing with someone who's in a specialization will affect their pricing. Okay? So, let's not be price shoppers. Let's leave that stuff in 2015 back. Let's do this year as a year of the knowledgeable and savvy bride, and get out there and connect with vendors and let them know what you need, and they, I promise, will give it to you. So, with that being said, I'm Kavonda Rogers, the Brideucator, also owner and lead planner and designer for Weddings by Vonda and Honeymoons by Vonda, located in Central Alabama. And don't forget to click that like button, click that subscribe button, go to my website, sign up for your free e-guide, do all that stuff, share this, link this, let other brides know so that they can have an easier planning process and, of course, not be stressed. So, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I love you like pound cake. Have a great day. Bye.